Hey guys, real quick, I wanted to show you how you can input all of your measurements and your pictures if you wanted to onto your Team Beachbody profile. And I had mentioned that before, but I'm unsure if you know how to locate it. So I'm going to quickly use this video tutorial to show you how to navigate your Team Beachbody site. And what you may or may not know is that you have a Team Beachbody profile. So if you have placed an order with me or you've signed up and filled out a coach request form to do any of my freebie fit groups, then you have a Team Beachbody account. So you would have to just remember your email address that you submitted and the password that you used. And if you forgot that, they will send you a reset password link, and you can go through those steps. So real quick, I'm just gonna briefly go over this so that you can learn how to navigate it. So at the very top, I'm already signed in, but at the very top to the far right, you're gonna see a sign in button. So you would just click on it, and then you would input, excuse me, you would input your email address and password. And of course, you're going to go to teambeachbody.com. You can do /Christy Kilgore. It'll just point out that I'm your coach, or just teambeachbody.com. So you would go ahead and input your email address and your password. And then what should pop up is this should be me up here. It says contact my coach to the left. This should have my information because I should be your coach. Just below that should be your name, whatever screen name you used when you signed up, or maybe you made up an anonymous name. That's totally fine, but this information should reflect who you are when you used your information to create a Team Beachbody account. Okay, so when I start with a 60-day challenge group, or if I'm working with people on clean eating, or if I'm working with someone through a planking challenge, for example, that's coming up, I usually have people track their progress through their measurements and pictures. Typically, I have them send me their pictures, and that's just for a means of accountability. I don't use those pictures unless I ask permission. But for your own personal accountability, I wanted to show you where you can input this information and then kind of watch those numbers change over time with each and every challenge group that you participate in. So let's quickly go over how you can create that for yourself. So this area here to the left should reflect your name, and then it says my dashboard. So we just click on that, and then you'll see here, okay, this is how you would basically lay out your own profile. So if you're using this to input your information, obviously you would start with your name, address, whatever. Actually, don't put your address on there. I'm just going to be honest with you. Just protect your personal information as much as possible. Your basic information, progress, and goals. So again, people are not going to be surfing through Team Beachbody looking at other people's personal information. I'm here to tell you that nobody has time for that. This is not meant to be like a social network, although it can be. This is meant for you to just kind of have a place to track your own progress. So if you wanted to go in here and just kind of create that kind of accountability for yourself, do it. Underneath that is programs. So if you've been working on a program, say 21-day fix, hammer and chisel, body beast, 22-minute hardcore, whatever, you can input all of those there. Photos, again, typically I have you send them to me, but you can add them here. Maybe you have a really nice before and after picture, kind of like this that I'm showing here. This is my before, this is my after, and I'm still a work in progress. So my photos feature will continue to be updated as I continue to go through programs, which I need to do actually. And then the rest, I don't think you really need to worry about that unless you're using this as a means of like a social network. So if you click on edit my profile, okay, so here are the tabs that are of most interest to you, right? Progress and goals, which we just talked about, fitness programs we just talked about, basic information. So here's my name, my birthday. I mean, you can or not do that. And then I give a little bio about who I am. Progress and goals. Here is where you can input your inches. So I'm continuously on a journey to just kind of better my fitness. So I don't necessarily have weight loss goals, although that is a perk to it, obviously. I'm always trying to tweak something in my fitness regimen or my nutrition. Of course, Shakeology being the biggest addition to that daily regimen. So I started 2 years ago as a coach, and so these numbers reflect where I was 2 years ago. I really need to update this, as you can see. So every time I complete a program, I input, oh my gosh, I didn't put my hammer and chisel stuff in here. Okay, good to know. So you can input your inches there. So for example, 60-day challenge group for the majority of my challengers starts August 22nd. I'm gonna have you all come here and input your inches. And there's a demo video right here. Okay, so how do you get those? How do you get those measurements? Watch this demo video here. Enter in your information, and then upon completion, you can go ahead and input your measurements on this side. If you know your cholesterol and your body fat percentage and your blood pressure, obviously add those numbers here too, just for your own means of accountability. If you've ever had like the hydrostatic body testing, that's a great gauge to kind of see, you know, quarter to quarter how you're doing. So yeah, I need to put my hammer and chisel in right here. And then you can see your progress to the far right. And then of course down here, before you start any fitness program, there's always like what's called the fitness test. And I believe there's a video up here that kind of shows you, yep, here, right here, how to take your fitness test. All right, so you can watch that video, and if you want to, and it's not necessary, you can input those numbers here. And then again, in 60 days when we wrap, you can input your finishing stats here. Again, I always like to emphasize that fitness is not just this number, because if you look at me, a lot of people would not guess that I weigh 154, and that's totally fine with me, because that's not how I value my fitness. I value my fitness upon completion. I value my fitness upon the number of reps I'm able to get in, how much longer I can go, how much heavier I'm lifting. And all of these inches lost are also huge. So I want to encourage you to not just focus on that top number, but to take into account how these numbers change in 60 days, how these numbers go from high to low or low to high, depending on what the category is. And same with your inches lost. Or maybe you're gaining inches because you're lifting. Like, you really have to put things into perspective as you start to track your progress. So if you want to use this feature, I highly recommend it. And then send me a link to your profile so I can check it out, just to make sure like we're still what you call buddies. I want to make sure that we're buddies. And then, yeah, this is a great gauge for you. So I hope that's helpful. I'm excited to see your progress over the next 60 days, and whatever fit group you want to join in September and October, definitely look into those. I hope you all have a great day. And if you have any questions, please comment below. Bye.